Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back. So we've got a question today, which is surrender the same as acceptance?
Yes. When is it coming from a place of wisdom and when is it avoidance? When do you know when you should be sitting back or taking control of the situation? Like when do you let the universe do its work, and when do you have to intervene, and have to do something yourself? I'm caught often between like sitting back and doing nothing and being like, I'm not going to push it, I'm not going to force the situation.
Yep.
And then I'm thinking, well, maybe if I don't do anything, nothing will happen. Well, I need to take control of this situation, like take it into my own hands, or else nothing's going to happen,
Yeah.
And you hear that as advice a
Yep.
lot, actually, If you want something to happen, you need to do something about it.
Need to do something about it. Yeah. Well, okay, so first off is you have to then think, because most of the things that we do is on a level of comfort. Yeah, like if you've got a thorn in your foot, you'll want to pull it out. Yeah, because it hurts. But if you sit down for long enough, eventually the pain will stop, and your body will work it out, and the thorn will eventually fall out.
Right.
But sometimes you may not have that luxury of time, and you may actually be better just to pull the thorn out, because there might be other things you got to do.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can always, think of it in terms of co-creating with the universe. That would be the first thing, because you said, do you let the universe just take control, or do you take control? Well, you can always work with the universe, because the universe is essentially you. Because you're not separate from the universe, are you?
No.
So you are co-creating with the universe. But I guess what you're probably asking then is, are you listening to the mischief of your mind?
Yeah, I guess that's right. Is me taking control because the mischief of my mind has been like, you should do this.
Yeah. Go and do it.
Yeah,
do
come
it,
on,
do
do
it.
it. Or is the thing that I'm going to do to take action coming from a place of, yes, this is what I have to do. Like, this is this feels right. Yeah, this is my calling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can always do whatever you want to do. Just don't complain if the outcome isn't the way you want it.
I guess.
Like you can always say, you know what, I'm going to get really spiritual. I'm not going to eat for a whole month. I'm going to go breatharian. And you might actually not be up to the challenge.
And you die.
Or you may not last, very long without someone intervening and saying, no, you have to eat. Yeah, you've gone beyond. You don't have these abilities yet. Forget about it. Yeah. I mean, there's people that do that. They go, no, I have these spiritual powers. I know I can do it. And they push themselves to the brink of, actually just getting really, really sick.
Yeah.
Or maybe even falling off the planet. So, yeah, I would tread very carefully in those kind of things, because, once you start feeling some spiritual energy, you can feel like a superhero. And then you think, I can do anything. And then you try that, and then it backfires.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, damn, I got humbled. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so with all of these things, at least the way I look at it now is that you look at anything that pops into your head with a healthy amount of skepticism. Yeah. So you just go, yeah, maybe.
Always question. I guess But yeah, how do you know when something's popping into your head, if you've channeled that thought and it's coming from a source, or if it's just a thought that was generated by your ego?
Yeah, okay. So here's a simple way to do it. If it's a really nice thought, a helpful thought, you could say a loving thought or, peaceful thought, that's probably a wise thought. If it's a thought of fear or lack or unacceptance, you then probably go, okay, this could be my ego.
Yeah, I guess it just then comes down to knowing when it's a thought of lack.
Yeah.
And if you're making the decision that you're making because you've been feeling this sense of lack.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a lot of decisions are made when you're feeling a sense of lack. Because if you're constantly fulfilled, then why are you trying to make any decisions?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Most of the reason why we get up in the morning is generally a sense of lack.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's okay. That's just where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, if you're a real spiritual master and you can just manifest food, in the blink of an eye, whether you're pulling it out from underneath your bed covers or you just summon someone into your room to bring you a bowl of fruit or whatever it is, if you can do that, you'll soon realize, well, I can and I don't have to, because, I'm here to have a bit of fun and to play. It's not about just being able to be mystical and use my powers. You'll get up and, it's the same thing of why use telepathy these days when we have phones?
Yeah. I guess to strengthen the muscle.
Yeah, you could strengthen the muscle, but, telepathy may or may not be all that great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we figured our way around it, for sure.
Yeah.
We figured out how to do it without needing spirituality.
Yeah, we built phones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the thing with telepathy is that you could give someone a really big fright. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you could find that I can't stop other people from entering my thoughts and then telling them to nick off, and then, it just creates mischief.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know of people who have got themselves into a bit of trouble with telepathy.
Really?
Yeah. It just happens.
Like what trouble?
Well, someone gets a fright. Yeah.
Right.
Like, say, for example, if I was working on a song, one of your songs, right? And I was thinking, oh yeah, here's a mistake here. Natalie will need to come back in and clean that up. And if I'm thinking of you, that might get sent to you, and then that might just be a distraction. You might pick that up and go, Matt doesn't think my vocals are any good. and that just may not be relevant to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Or I might confuse the thought for a thought coming from my ego.
Yeah, that's right.
And that honestly comes back to just not knowing whether something is like an intuition or like a channel from the universe, or just like inside.
Yeah.
From the rot inside.
Yes, yes. So that's why, at least the way I navigate it is I don't take anything very personally.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll think of someone and then I'll get a text and I'll go, oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. But then I don't think of it past that. I don't go, oh, wow, I've got now special abilities.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my special abilities on everyone now.
Especially when you don't know what you did to make that.
Yeah, that's right.
Come true.
So, yeah, most of the time it's kind of like these funny coincidences that you just go, oh, wow, look at that. Yeah. And then, I might find that some things get stronger. And then if I go, oh, I'm going to cultivate that, then they usually don't work Yeah, and then they fall apart. Yeah, a personal story for me about that was I had a really strong moment where I was meditating outside, and then I was feeling very sleepy, and I was just about to drop off. My mind was tired, my body was tired, and I was like, oh, wow. And then I had the realization, oh, yeah, but my awareness is never tired, because you're never tired in dreams.
No.
You don't dream of tiredness. I mean, someone might, but I never dream of tiredness. And then when I thought of that, I instantaneously woke up. But with such a profound energy and awakeness, it was like, oh, I've now destroyed tiredness in me.
Yeah, the thought like awakened you a little more.
Yeah, and so from that point on, I never felt tired.
Yeah. But recently you have been waking up at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
and you have been feeling tired. So
yeah.
do you feel the tiredness, or are you just like recognizing the tiredness, or are you actually like just you fully feeling the tiredness? You know?
Well, see, previous to that moment, I would have felt the tiredness and gone, oh, this is unbearable. I can't bear it. And I'd be like, ah, and I'd have to go and lie down. And it's not that moments like that still don't occur, but it's more manageable, where I'll be like, wow, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. It's crazy tired. And then I'll be like, hey, yeah, whatever. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It'll pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll know ways to shake it off.
Yeah. But I guess that's something that we all do. Like when we're tired and we have to keep on going.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm tired, but like onwards.
Yeah. Shake it off. It's all right.
Yeah.
Don't get hung up on it. You'll get sleep again at some stage.
Yeah.
If I don't have green tea, that's okay. I don't need it.
Yeah.
I'll just do some star jumps. I'll do some yawning. I'll do some stretching, and I'll pull myself together.
Yeah. Exactly.
Either that, or I'll just go into the state of like, wow, so tired, and just sit there and then actually
and fall asleep.
Yeah, you can. But instead of not enjoying the tiredness, I just actually go into enjoying the tiredness.
Right, yeah.
And then that usually alleviates a bit, because what I usually find is that when I'm not wanting something, suffering occurs more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because you're pushing up against it.
Yeah. So if I don't want to be tired, it will make me even more tired, because I'm trying to battle with the idea of not wanting to be tired.
Yeah.
But if I go, oh yeah, tiredness, it's like this dreamy, deep molasses kind of dripping over my eyelids. I'm like, oh, just going to fall asleep. I go, actually, it feels kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. And then it's like, actually, you know what? I don't mind being tired. It's okay. And then like the mind does, it goes, all right, no more tired for you. Had enough of this.
Yeah, you're
enjoying it.
You move on from it though.
Yeah. So, I usually find that the way to trick myself out of anything is to actually begin to enjoy it. And then the mind goes, all right, this is no fun.
That's so true.
Yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. You're no fun. I can't win this game.
Yeah, that is actually something that I do at work as well when I'm feeling tired.
Yeah.
And because I'm constantly walking, it's like, well, how can you enjoy the tiredness when you've constantly got to be like walking around and like, your brain's got to be switched on.
Yep.
But yeah, just trying to enjoy that soft feeling and being like, oh, this is it's actually a peaceful feeling right now.
Yeah.
Like I feel dreamy. And
Yeah. Things are pretty swimmy, as long as you're
And then I wake up and I'm on the floor. And there are a bunch of people standing around me.
Yeah, clapping or laughing or push too hard. But yeah, as long as you're not driving, heavy machinery.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, then that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's also, even though I do push myself to do things these days which normally I wouldn't push myself, and I've found that I actually have greater capacity, and I don't get as sick as often because I clean up my lifestyle with diet and exercise and things like that. I wouldn't recommend it for someone who doesn't do practices.
Recommend what? Pushing yourself through tiredness and
Yeah.
pain?
Yeah, because there's a good chance that if you're feeling tired, you do need to sleep.
Yeah, and I do find that for myself. Like, if I am tired, like, if I'm really dead tired, I shouldn't go to the gym. I should actually just use that time to, like, take a nap or something.
Yeah, because you can get really sick.
Yeah.
You can get really, really sick.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's been times where I've gone, ooh, boy, I'm getting so close to the edge here.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like pushing it.
But
Very
that's
close.
having also a really strong awareness of your body and your mind there as well. To be so in tune with, like, the spectrum and where you're at in terms of, like, the edge.
That's right. Yeah. And the only way I got there was by taking at least 2 years off from life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe it was a bit longer, but I had a good 2 years off from doing not everything, but a lot of things.
Yeah.
And that was during that time I just worked on, like the experience of being as spiritual as possible.
Yeah.
And then from that taught me a lot to go, right, look at these things that I can play with and that I can do.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't normally dedicate time to because I would just go, I don't see any point in this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were thinking, I'm just going to start doing this, but you actually haven't got in touch with, like your spiritual body, you could really do some damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a little bit like people who go on fruit diets.
Right, yeah.
When their body is not ready.
Yeah, because you're operating on a completely physical level.
Yeah. And it's different. Even though, people go, this is a load of rubbish. Whatever.
What's a load of rubbish?
Just, because a lot of people look at the spiritual stuff and go, well, I don't see it.
Oh, yeah. Well, everything is energy.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Einstein said that.
Yeah, that's right.
So take that.
Yeah. But yeah, if you haven't really started a real energy practice or a spiritual practice, and you're not playing with it constantly and understanding how it works, and you're working on just a physical level, then the skill level won't be there. I guess what I'm saying is a little bit like this. If you said, I'm gonna go for a marathon run. I'm gonna run, what is it? Is it 21 kilometers or 42?
I think it's like 42.
42, yeah. And so if I said, I'm gonna run 42 kilometers, but I've never run more than a kilometer, I'm gonna 100% mess myself up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. I remember doing that when I was pretty fit, when I was young, when I was about 16. I think I did a 16K run. That was a part of a race. And I thought, I play football, I do kung fu, I do weight training, I'm really fit. And boy, that messed me up.
Really?
Yeah, it totally messed me up. Because my muscles were there, but my cardio wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I remember the last 8Ks I walked.
Oh my God.
So I got halfway and went, I can't do it.
The last 8Ks. So I'm going to say like 2Ks or something.
Yeah. And I went, okay, that's it. All right, I met my match.
Yeah. 8's pretty good if you've never run before.
Yeah.
But if you're aiming for 16, you'd be pretty disappointed in yourself. So you got to set the bar low.
Yeah, set it low. You make it manageable. So yeah, like all of these things, you need training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need to do training. So more about your question, which is surrender and acceptance.
Is acceptance the same thing as surrender?
All right. Do you have like a scenario?
Okay, here's an example from my own life involving you.
Okay.
Quite a few years ago when I started writing songs out of the blue, and then I wanted to start actually making the music and wanting to hear what my songs sounded like with music. I was caught between being like, oh, someone will come into my life, you know, I don't have to do anything. Like if I want it,
Yep.
I'll manifest it, and like
Yep.
I'll find someone, you know. Or like going out and like seeking people, and I did both for a period of time. I did absolutely nothing.
Yep.
And absolutely nothing happened.
Yep.
And then I also went out and, you know, met up with people and like sent some emails out, and, you know, I didn't have many connections, and all those connections that I did have, they didn't even work anyway.
Yeah.
And then, I went back to like not doing anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll start small and you'll learn how to play guitar.
Yeah.
And then that's when I met you. And then you were like, well, I produce music, so.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. So, yeah, generally, at least from what I've experienced, is that you'll find them when you're not looking for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And simply the way that works is that when you're looking for something, you're holding on to the idea that you don't have it.
Right.
And so that's why you're not getting it.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. But it's hard not to have that idea.
Yeah.
When you want something and you don't yet have it. And I guess that's just a change of mindset of being like, I do have it. Like having that, you know, assumption.
Yep.
That you have it and you will have it.
Yeah.
And in a different point in time, you have got it.
Yes, yeah. The way I experience it now is that I'll simply set an intention, and an intention will sometimes just come across like a whimsical thought. Oh, that would be nice. You know, like ages ago I wanted a Banshuri flute, and I never went out of my way to get one. Ever. But occasionally will cross my mind, oh, that's right, a Banshuri flute. I should at some stage get one of those. And I would just, and, you know, it was like, yeah, eventually I'll get there. And then when I came back from India, and that would have been the perfect place to buy a Banshuri flute.
Right, yeah.
Because they're Indian. I don't know why I didn't just go into a music shop in India. There would have been thousands of them, but I didn't. And when I got back, a friend sent me a message saying, I've got a Banshuri flute. My boyfriend doesn't want it. It's too big for him.
That's
Do
crazy.
You want it? And I'm like, sure. And I said, well, how much? He goes, well, no, it's free.
There you go.
So that was that.
So just you set an intention, let it go.
Yeah.
And then it came into your life.
Came into my life.
I guess it's just like, my question is, how do you just have that trust? And I have had that trust, you know, but it's hard. It's like hard to hold on to, you know, because it's so easy to let your mind be like, no, you need to go out and get it yourself. Like no one's going to give it to you. You need to put in the hard effort to go and do it.
Yeah, but that might be a story as well.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, we get told these stories when we're little, right? If you want something, you have to work for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because parents don't like lazy children.
Yeah. I guess then I'm caught in between often of like, that's lazy.
That's
that you're
lazy.
just going to not do anything about that thing that you want. And then for years, I'm going to look like this lazy person.
Yeah.
But then if I actually deep down I have this trust, then a few years later, I've had this trust for all these years and something comes into my life. But it's it's hard to just let time pass by and you just allow it to pass and thinking in this time I could have maybe achieved what I wanted to achieve by now, or you know, I could have bought my Banshuri flute 2 years ago.
You know, laziness is the spiritual disease.
Yeah, I do understand that actually, and I've thought about that.
What are you doing?
Yeah, like
you're just sitting down doing nothing.
Yeah, if you're totally at peace, you don't want to go out and obviously you don't want to chase anything.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's what happens, right, is that when you have, say, adults in their, in their working prime, so when they're having children and needing to buy a house and clothe the kids and get them to school, and everything is work. And there is never enough time to make everything happen, right? So laziness becomes one of those like really annoying things. You know, it's like you'll be standing in line, you've got 5 minutes to do this errand at the post office or at the bank or wherever it is, and there's this, you know, there's this person up the front who's just taking their time, they're just la-di-da, they're talking on their phone, and you're like, God damn it, will you just pay the bill and just go? And you're always in that state of mind, right? Now, when you got a kid whose really main activity is play, well, that just looks like laziness.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're just mucking around. Stop it. Stop mucking around.
We have errands to run.
Yeah.
Things to do.
You don't understand. We've got to go and pick up your little sister from ballet and blah, blah, blah. And stop playing on the iPad. Stop playing on the phones. Yeah. Okay, so I bought you a Nintendo, but stop playing it. So, but, you know, the thing is about when you're a kid, everything is play. Yeah, that's your duty, is to play, to be playful. And I'm sure when you're an adult, your duty is to work. Yeah, to experience those things.
I guess you're not, when you're working, you're not trying to understand anything anymore. You're just doing what you have to do. And then playing is experimenting and exploring. Yeah, exactly. Which is kind of sad. You know, you get older and you think now the experimenting and playing and figuring it out for myself is over.
Well, see, that's a mindset.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what most people fall into.
Yes, of course.
Which is sad.
Yeah, so when we have this idea of work, it just means that you just need to make enough to get food and clothing. You know, you don't have to have the new sports car. You don't have to have the new jewelry or dress. You don't have to have all of these extra things. I mean, you can have them. There's nothing wrong with it. Sure, if you want a sports car, go and buy a sports car.
Yeah.
But then if you can't eat for the next month and you're working your tail off, well, don't complain. That's what you wanted, right? Yeah. So you decided that, and that's where you're at.
Exactly.
Right?
That's honestly where I'm at as well. I wanted to go traveling. Yeah. And now I'm working my butt off. Yeah. To afford it.
Exactly.
And yeah, I'm trying not to complain because it's like, this is what I wanted. But that's another situation where for years I've been wanting to go and do something like this and go traveling. Yeah. And I've been thinking, oh, I'll just wait. Like eventually the time will be right and da-da-da. And then come end of last year, I was like, I still really want to go. Like I'm desperate to go and I'm going to take it into my own hands now and I'm just going to book it and I'm going to do it. And it's been a lot of effort to plan and book, you know. Yeah. And I am thinking, have I forced this to happen in like a way that's not good? Like, could this have happened more naturally? Yeah. You know, and that's where my question comes back in. I guess I have a fear of forcing something to happen in my life. Yeah. Because I wanted it. Yeah. But I've actually sort of thrown myself off the course that I guess the universe wanted me to go on, and the universe actually did have a plan for me. I've just sort of taken it into my own hands instead. Yeah, and bum rushed it out the door. And and rushed it instead of just waiting. Like maybe in 6 months' time, the universe was going to send me on this trip. Yeah. Or something like it because of something else. Yeah. And I would have just been easy, like falling into it, you know. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, both are possible. Yeah. And does it really matter? Well, not really. You know, like sometimes a tidal wave is coming at you and you could say, well, you know, I could wait for a surfboard. Yeah. Or I could climb a tree. Maybe I'll climb a tree. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll climb a tree. I won't worry. And if a surfboard comes along, great. Maybe I might have a choice then. Yeah. But you know, sometimes things happen and you just You just go, you know what, I'm gonna do this. And it's no real big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you think, oh, you know what, time is right now and I just want it now, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And look, some mischief might come from that, which it has, which is stress. Yeah. And then if you can mitigate that,
Yeah.
it's like, well, that's okay. That's manageable.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you end up getting really sick, well, that's another level of mischief you're just going to have to deal with.
Right.
And
yeah.
that could be a possibility as well, right?
Yeah.
If it took you out and removed you from this life, well, you're just going to keep going anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you made a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, well. You're just going to have to wait for another vessel, have another shot a little later on.
Yeah. I guess the issue is then just like labeling things as good and bad and like or seeing mistakes as a bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the thing is that when we're young, we have this thing that people hang over us, you know, like, oh, you don't want to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to fail. You have no idea of the mischief that could happen if you fail, right? You might have to stay back a level and you'll have no friends. And everyone in the class won't like you because you're older than them.
So mean.
But, you know, adults do that because they're in the mode of work.
Yeah.
And kids are like, I'm not going to sit this test. What are you talking about?
Yeah, in the experimenting era.
Yeah, I'm just going to see what would happen if I just not study.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you should.
Yeah.
If you want to see what happens if you don't study, like,
just
it.
do it. Just see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's okay. You'll still survive.
Yeah.
You'll still survive. Look, there was a lot of exams that I did back in the day. I failed them miserably.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah. I found my way. I found the things that I like to do and I just did more of them and less of the things that I don't feel connection with.
Yeah.
And maybe at another stage I might get into, I don't know, whatever it was that I felt that I missed out on or couldn't be bothered with back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Maybe I might get interested in later on, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
Or I may go, you know what, I've got a calculator. Why do I need maths?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know basic maths. It gets me through buying stuff and paying my bills. But other than that, I don't really care about understanding the bend of the universe and, you know, all of those type of wonderful things that you could do with mathematics. It's just not my field of expertise. But I can calculate enough to play music as well, and that's totally fine. So, generally I think a better idea is find something you like to do and don't mess with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your core advice.
Yeah, it's my core advice. Very simple.
It's good. Good advice.
Yeah. And then, you know, if someone is, you know, like not meeting your expectations or whatever it is, well, maybe then acceptance is good. And then if it gets really heavy, surrender.
Surrender, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's coming back to your question of acceptance and surrender. Acceptance, I think, is one of those lower levels. It is for me, you know, when something happens to you and it's a little uncomfortable and you go, all right, I accept it. I failed in whatever it was that I attempted to do, or I didn't get the thing that I want, or whatever it is. It's not really a big deal. It's just I accept. Okay. Didn't happen.
Yeah.
Or it hasn't happened yet. Okay, maybe I have to wait a week.
Yeah. And that's a positive outlook on it. And
Yeah.
I would say then that is you can trust that thought of, okay, like that's okay. Something else will happen.
Yeah, that's right.
That will be good for me soon.
Yeah. So I bought that thing from Amazon and it didn't come today.
Yeah.
And I really wanted it because it looked lots of fun. So I just have to accept that it didn't come today. Maybe it'll come tomorrow.
Yeah.
If it doesn't come tomorrow, maybe I have to accept that I have to buy another one.
I'm literally in that thought right now. There is something I'm waiting for.
Yeah,
from Amazon.
Yeah.
It's been a few weeks.
A few weeks.
And I was thinking yesterday, yeah, I might have to buy it from somewhere else.
Acceptance is running thin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if it gets really bad,
Mm.
you know, and it becomes painful,
Mm.
you know, maybe you've lost all your money and there's no chance of buying it from anywhere, and then the pain gets so great, then you surrender to it.
Mm.
All right, okay, I surrender. Yeah. And usually I think the thing with failure is that we surrender, you know, like when we deeply fail. But even failure is just a mental projection,
Mm-hmm.
because you play a game. You know, I want this outcome. You know, like I sit down and I practice, and then, you know, I want to get an A+ from whatever it is. And if I don't get it, you know, I feel like I've failed. Well, that's still a game.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you've succeeded in failing.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, you can always have another shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you fail in this life, there's a good chance you're going to have another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you didn't get to be the doctor in this life, well, maybe the next life.
Yeah. And I honestly have the belief deep down, you know, although I don't always feel that way initially, is that if you've learnt any lesson at all, you've succeeded.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I really do feel like actually you answered my question very early on about, you know, is it acceptance the same thing as surrender? When you said if it feels positive and it feels helpful,
Yeah.
then follow it. And if it's coming from, you know, if it's negative and then it's probably just coming from your ego.
Yeah, it's coming from a place of lack.
Yeah, place of lack, then you can just leave it.
Yeah, yeah. So a place of lack, another way to kind of think of this, which is, you know, when someone disses you, you know, when you feel like someone has disrespected you.
Mm.
Yeah. And because a lot of people do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it can be like a really little thing, like a tiny little thing, like someone didn't maybe acknowledge you when they walked in the door.
Mm.
I felt like you're not seeing me. I'm important too. Yeah. Then that can be a place of lack. Yeah, because you go, because I feel like I'm important, that people should recognize me. Of my, you know, at the same level importance that I give myself.
Mm.
Well, very, very few people are going to ever do that, because everyone else is looking at themselves as being the most important.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so they should, really, when you think about it, everyone should be looking after themselves. They shouldn't be running around, you know, like messing with other people's lives. You should really just concentrate on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you actually are truly concentrating on yourself, then you wouldn't feel worried about someone ignoring you.
Yeah, that's right. You'd be like, oh, no, that's right. They're busy doing themselves.
Yeah, because you've been busy trying to operate at your highest frequency.
That's right.
But if you're operating at a low frequency, you're going to recognize things like they didn't acknowledge me when they walked through the door.
That's right.
Or they had tone in their voice and, you know, that's really annoyed me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which can be really little things, really little things. That doesn't mean run around and be a douche.
No.
But yeah, you don't have to, you know, go head over heels, you know, bowing, scraping to everyone that comes through the door. Mm. I mean, it can be a beautiful gesture to, you know, bow to people when you greet them. Say, I'm of no harm to you, and I really appreciate you being here. That's a beautiful sentiment. Mm. Yeah, it's a beautiful sentiment. But, you know, sometimes life gets busy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes there isn't the time or space to do those things.
Yeah.
And sometimes there are. Yeah, that's just what it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you're running away from a tsunami, there probably isn't the time to to do a bow.
And that's how some people feel.
Exactly. Some people probably feel all the time that there's a tsunami of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their fight or flight is just
way
going
up.
crazy.
Yeah.
And you just can't see it. Everyone's fighting invisible battles.
Yeah, exactly. So, on to my question.
Yes, what is your question? I'm dying to know.
Yeah, mine isn't really a question. It's just time.
Nice. Let's think about time. Nice.
So, as we're talking about that segue into people thinking that there is no time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that they don't have time, not as there is no time.
Yeah.
Which is a funny thing, you know, because we do live in a day and age where people have a calendar and a to-do list.
Yes.
And they feel like, oh, yeah, okay, we've got to be here by 4:30 because such and such has a whatever lesson or someone needs to be picked up.
Yeah, living life based off the clock.
Yeah, exactly. But when you look at that, that's chronological time.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're going to be looking at is psychological time.
Yes.
Yeah. So psychological time is when you feel the stress of chronological time. Like, oh, we've only got 5 minutes to get here. And if we don't get there in time, such and such is going to be angry. And I'm not going to be able to have the stamina to put up with their complaining.
Right. So when you let chronological time affect you is psychological time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the basic fact is that there's a good chance you're going to be late some of the time.
Mm.
Yeah. And some of the time you might be on time. Or even early.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So acceptance of psychological time and surrendering to the idea that, okay, time.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw this quote on social media and someone had said, I will not feel forced to rush.
Yeah.
I just will never rush or be rushed.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fall for rushing around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I really want to be like that.
Yeah.
Because I often feel like I'm rushing around.
Yeah.
Because I'm like sleeping in or, you know.
Yeah.
Honestly, it really just comes down to me like trying to get more sleep.
Yeah. Well, here's another way that you could look at it. Why not just enjoy rushing around? Yeah, just go, oh, this is just the buzz of rushing.
Yeah.
And I get a little bit of a pep of adrenaline. You just need to be aware that adrenaline may burn out after a while.
Yes.
It may
Why
really mess
see
you up.
rush as a bad thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can enjoy rushing.
Yeah.
You know, you can enjoy being busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You may need something to counteract it. So something that I found very useful is mantras. I quite like saying mantras as I'm being busy because then it lowers my adrenaline.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I can be busy, be doing a lot of things as long as I'm either consciously breathing or doing mantras, which is really just regulating my breath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's actually why I've always, and many people see rushing around as a bad thing because internally it doesn't make you feel good. You know, your body is releasing cortisol and your nervous system is getting all
freaked
out of whack.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, oh, rushing is equated to bad.
Yes. So if we look at that, there would be a certain amount of unconsciousness when it comes to rushing.
Yeah.
But you can be active or you can be busy. You can be in a state of doing, but not being freaked out by, oh my goodness, I've got to win this game at all costs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more like, oh yeah, I'm just moving my hands very quickly.
Yeah.
And look at my hands moving very quickly.
Having an awareness.
Yeah.
Just because you're physically moving fast, it doesn't mean that spiritually you have to be fast.
Yeah, exactly.
You can be slow on the inside.
Yeah,
you know?
that's right.
Everything remains the same.
Yes.
On the inside.
So if you think of it a little bit like this, if sometimes people experience when they're in a car accident that time moves slower.
Right.
because they become more aware.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, look at the things rushing around me. Wow, my body's tumbling with it. Wow, look at me. And it's just that your awareness is speeding up much, much faster.
Right.
And so it seems that things are going slower. It's just that you're actually becoming more spiritual in that moment.
Ooh, you're just noticing things.
You're just noticing things. Yeah, wow, look at me. I'm flying through the window screen. Oh, that could be nasty.
So nasty.
Yeah. So, you know, there's been plenty of times where I've been washing dishes and going, ooh, okay, I've got 5 minutes to do all of these dishes before the next student rocks up. And I go, let's play a game. Let's see if I can do it. And I'll start hammering through it, and then I'll maybe start regulating my breathing. I'll start saying mantras. Yeah. And it will be just a fun little game just to see if I can get it done. And if I can't get it done, it's like, oh, well, look at that. I've got 3/4 or I've got 1/3, whatever. Doesn't matter. I can come back and do the rest later.
Yeah.
Yeah. It all depends, I think, on the level of awareness that you have when you're, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know previous to that, my thoughts were always based on a future outcome. And so I wasn't present enough to actually be, actually that much use.
Right.
Because I would always be projecting into the future. I need to get this done.
Yeah.
And if it's not done by this time, I'm not going to be feeling very good. I'm going to be freaked out.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get annoyed because no one else is helping.
And in my head, that's a fail.
Yeah. Yeah. And my lazy family won't do anything. I have to always do everything.
Yeah. And then there's also fear that's attached to that because you're thinking what people think and this person's going to be angry at me.
Yeah, that's right.
Or annoyed at me. I think this way of me if I'm late or if I haven't completed my obligation.
That's right. That's right. So, the worst that will happen is generally that you won't get the activity done. Or someone might be frustrated. They maybe won't like you for a moment.
Yeah.
Or they might build a story about you.
Yeah.
But, that's what people do anyway.
It's my worst fear.
Yeah. Everyone has stories about you. I used to do this funny thing, and I probably still do it. I used to see people walking down the street, and it would to me it would look like they weren't thinking, because you just see someone walking down the street and you go, oh yeah, they must not be thinking.
Yeah, I think that all the time.
Yeah, they're just they're just like a robot or a drone. Just walking.
I'm the only one thinking like this person has nothing going on in their head.
Yeah, they're just walking.
Yeah.
It's like an object, or it's like when you see an ant or an animal just walking along, you're going, oh yeah, they're just just carrying that leaf.
Yeah, I was wondering that about ants the other day. Like, are they actually thinking or are they just doing? It's a question for another podcast episode.
Yeah. Well, ants have an ant world.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't be contemplating humans.
No.
They'd be stuck in their own little ant world.
Unless I'm hovering over them.
Yeah. But still, even they would be thinking of you from the ant perspective.
I guess.
Yeah, going, oh my goodness, the sun is gone. What's going on? Oh, there's a big shadow above me. What the hell? Is it a cloud? No. It's Natalie. Run for your life. They wouldn't be, I don't think at least, looking at themselves from our perspective. Oh, I'm just a little ant.
Yeah, that's true. And that's what other people are doing. They're not.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's interesting because so often I look at myself from other people's perspective instead of looking at myself from my own perspective. And that's honestly what causes half of my hardship.
Yeah, that's
is that I'm looking at myself through other people's eyes and I'm judging myself.
Yeah, because there's a good chance that you want to be either liked in a role model, kind of way, or just be liked just because I want to feel as though I'm special in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you say it like that, it's like, oh, that's so stupid. Like,
Yeah.
but then naturally, like, the default is to still look at myself through other people's
Yeah.
eyes. And it's almost like my ego is just an amalgamation of everyone else's eyes.
Yeah. That's right.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, it's amalgamation of your interpretation.
Of what other people
Might be thinking.
Might be thinking.
Yeah, which is just a fear.
My
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. And that's just a social thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a social thing. If we got rid of all our social morals, so to speak, you know, like if we just, all right, we're going to do 1 day experiment, anything goes. Oh, that sounds exciting, doesn't it?
Like
anything
the Purge.
goes. Anything goes. You can do anything you want with anyone you want.
Wow.
And they won't mind. And it will be totally fine.
Yeah.
And everyone will agree to it. And it will just be a free-for-all, whatever you like.
What?
Wow. Yeah, it'd be exciting and also terrifying at the same time. Because you'd be like, okay, I hope no one remembers this the day after.
Yeah. I'm honestly just thinking that I probably wouldn't even do anything that I'd been burning to do or see or say or whatever.
Yeah.
Because now it's like you can.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
There's no taboo around it anymore.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So when you look at people who are frigid, you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
You know, when you see someone who is like, oh, a bikini shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
They reveal too much. It's just looks disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, that's what makes bikinis so beautiful to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's that excitement of, ooh, could be a bit wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that excitement of, ooh, we're doing something naughty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just covering up the bits that are
right.
really
Exciting.
you're not allowed to see.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I remember there was, I heard a story about these Christian missionaries went to somewhere like Fiji. I don't think it was Fiji, but one of the Solomon Islands or, you know, one of the Pacific Islands. And they didn't like the fact that the native women never wore any tops.
Oh, right.
They wore grass skirts, but nothing up the top.
Yeah.
And so their breasts are always visible. And they thought, oh, we can't have them coming to church looking like that.
Right.
You know, we just can't because, you know, it's just not right.
Yeah.
So they thought, you know what we'll do? We'll make them shirts and they'll say, when you come to church, you must wear the shirt. And so the women came along wearing their shirts, but they cut out holes where their boobs were. Because they found it irritating on the nipples.
Is this a real story?
It's a true story, yeah.
Oh my God. That's funny. Like they weren't even doing it to screw around with their heads. They were just like,
they're just doing it. This is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable. Yeah, if you're breastfeeding, who would want to? Yeah, it's terrible.
That's good.
Yeah. So, yeah, we have these things, you know, like religious tropes or dogmas or whatever you want to call them, rules based around what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. And then those type of things begin to leak out as morals into, you know, social places. So, for example, I know there's certain groups that don't eat pork, for example. And so you might say, oh, I'm not religious, but I don't want to upset my family, so I just won't eat pork. No big deal.
Yeah.
And I'm sure then a lot of people, you know, maybe do that. Oh, I live in this society, religious society, and they don't eat pork, so just so I don't get hounded by people, I'll just give up pork. And there's probably no pork to have anyway.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that becomes a thing. Yeah, that becomes a thing. So there's many ideas out there like that, which is, you know, like social morals, which are based on, you know, maybe a religious idea at some stage. Not saying that that's right or that's wrong. That's just where people are at.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, so if you took that away, Yeah, if you took that away, it would be that's, you know, as much as probably other people wouldn't like to think of it, that's more aligned with being spiritual.
Yeah, so true.
Because it's looking at, okay, we have these social morals which may have come from a religious moral,
Yeah.
but still that may just be an interpretation.
Yeah, and these morals that we have assume that, you know, there are judgments and there are right and wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's not very spiritual.
No. So so if you look at it maybe from the viewpoint of maybe the reason why they didn't eat pork in the you know, back in the day was because it was a dirty meat, because they could never clean it enough for it to be actually good for you.
Yeah, well, pigs are the garbage trucks
Yeah.
of the farm.
Yeah.
So I try not to eat pork.
So back in the day, it may have been really bad for you to eat pork. Yeah, and if you're trying to become more spiritual, you may need to clean up your diet.
Yeah.
So you're not actually burdened by your physical body.
Yeah, so it comes from actually a more practical point of view.
Yeah. And then as it starts to become a part of, you know, religious morals, people forget why they even did that in the first place.
Yeah.
And then eventually maybe pork is okay. Maybe they have, you know, places where pigs live in, you know, cleaner conditions and they can clean the pork. And maybe it's a better quality meat. But because there's still that tradition of don't eat pork because it's dirty, people have forgotten why. I mean, many generations, it only takes a couple of generations. The kids go, I don't know why we don't eat bacon. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So that's time.
Pork.
Yeah. So the other thing about time is that when you look at time, it's a human construct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though we do have cycles of planets and things like that. And we do have chronological time, which is useful because it allows us to function as a society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as time.
There's no such thing as time.
Like clock time and the months, the weeks.
Yeah, they're all inventions.
Yeah, it's all made up.
All made up. So when we, not to say that it's not useful.
No, it is very useful in the society that we've built.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean that when Monday morning comes around you get upset because it's Monday morning.
Yeah.
That's psychological time. Yeah, no, it's more that you're getting upset because you don't like the work that you're doing. Yeah. Monday morning is just when it starts.
Let's be real.
Yeah. You haven't made a good choice. Or someone, you know, got on your case and said, you stop being lazy as a child. You've got to get a job that you hate. And then we'll respect you. Oh, yeah, such and such is a blah, blah, blah. We respect him now because he hates it. Like the rest of us. But if you got a job that he liked, then we might complain, oh, he's so lucky. Why does he always, he's always so lucky. Always gets what he wants.
Yeah.
It's not fair. So yeah, so when we get into that space of timelessness, so if you think about, you know, how old you are, have you ever felt any older?
No.
Yeah, it always feels the same amount of awareness.
I guess you can make yourself feel like you're older when you really think about time, and if you're thinking about time has passed and it's been so many years, but you always feel like yourself, and time doesn't define who you are. Yeah,
you may have more complex thoughts. You know, when you're a little, like a toddler or a baby, your thoughts may have been more basic and more background. You know, and you looked at a dog and you went, doggy. Woof, 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 woof. And you didn't really think of it past that. My friend
Sounds
Doggy.
nice.
Yeah. Or you may just think its name, Casper's here, yay. But now we go, oh yes, that's that annoying dog that I have to feed every day. And it's a bull terrier and I've got to stop it chewing my toys and blah, blah, blah. And the big story that goes on, more complexity of thoughts. So that's what I think most people probably think of in terms of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I now have kids of my own. I must be old.
Yeah.
Yeah. All my kids are now adults. I must be really old.
Yeah. You think about all the little things that might define your age, but in truth, when you actually think about yourself, you're just still the same person. And because the present is the only time that you have.
That's right.
You've always been the same. You've been you.
Exactly.
The whole time through.
Yeah. And then when you look at people who are starting to get dementia or Alzheimer's, they start to behave more childlike. Or it's just really based on their abilities to think. But them as they are, their awareness hasn't changed. Like they're still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that their abilities to think, in more of their chronological time or experiences of this is who I see I am now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a grandmother or I'm a grandfather.
Yeah.
But, they might be starting to what we call regress, but really it is their ability to remember all of that lineage is diminishing.
Yeah, they can't remember all those labels that they've accrued for themselves.
Yeah, that's right. But they're still exactly who they've always been as an awareness. It's just that your ability to see that, unless you know what to look for, may be harder to see. Because the simple thing, like my mum has Alzheimer's and she may and may not remember things and she may say some little things here and there and not say much. And then when I look into her eyes, I might go, I wonder if you remember my name.
Yeah.
But when I do look into her eyes, I can go, oh, yeah, you're still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't changed one tiny little bit. Yeah. It's just all the overlay of memory is, shaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if I get hung up on that, oh, you don't remember these special moments that I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not really fair to make it so personal. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. You don't remember these, personal moments of me when I was little and I hurt my knee and you picked me up and cuddled me and I feel good about that.
Yeah.
That was really special for me. I can't believe that you can't remember that now. That upsets me. Well, it's got nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just a moment. Yeah.
And it's interesting how as time goes on, you go through things that define you or other people define you by the things that you've gone through. Like, for example, you become a mum and then all of a sudden you have a child who views you as a mum and knows what the responsibilities of a mum is meant to be. But, deep down, you're just a girl.
Yeah.
You're just the same girl you've always been.
Yeah.
And like as a daughter, like having that realization of your own mum is very life changing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I guess takes you to a new level of life and a new level in your relationship, because you look at your parent, for example, my mum, and then you just feel, oh my God, you're just a girl. Like you're doing this for the first time.
Yeah.
Just because you've now got this label of mum, it doesn't mean you're not the same person you've always been on the inside.
That's right. Yeah. And, when you get older, doesn't mean that you're not immature from time to time.
Exactly. Yeah. You're doing it it feels like you're doing it for the first time.
Yeah. You could have done it billions of times before. There's a good chance.
Yeah. This kind of version of yourself working with the ego that you have and the identity that you've built.
Yeah, exactly. It's always brand new, always the first time in terms of this unique experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There may have been many other experiences leading up to this moment. But, all of those moments, we only have a bubble of memory. Yeah. And the way I kind of think of it is that this bubble is like an elastic band. It's elastic. And if you're stuck on a trauma of the past, then the bubble gets longer and it gets more taut.
Yeah.
And that tension on the bubble makes life more stressful because you're not just holding on to what's happening in the present moment. You're hanging on to what happened to you ages ago, and you're thinking that it's significant and should be held on to.
Yeah.
And so you're really, really stretching this bubble, which makes life very, very uncomfortable. Because instead of it being nice and flexible and having lots of space around you, you've got this really tight, thinly cut corridor of a bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then when you think about the future of what might happen, you stretch that out even more. And so instead of it being nice round bubble, you've now got this thing that looks like a spear.
Yeah.
Which is more like a corridor of, I've got to squeeze through life.
Yeah, of like past and present.
That's right.
Instead of just floating
free in this nice, big, spacious, flexible bubble of like, yeah. It's just now. Yeah.
Yeah, good analogy.
Yeah, and those things that have happened in the past, I can let them go. It's no real big deal.
Yeah.
Let them go. Yeah. Those things that happened in the past probably sucked.
Yeah. Well, it's hard for people to let it go because then you have to like not stop identifying with it.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people feel like they're losing a part of their identity if you make them give up their trauma.
Yeah.
Or tell them, you can let go of what happened to you. It's like, but that's what makes me who I am. Like,
yeah,
who would I be if I'm not that person that this thing happened to?
That's right. And with that may come like a moral code. Like I have a moral code that I live by, and that keeps me well and healthy. And everyone else should have a moral code that they live by, and it should reflect mine. And if it doesn't, well, we are going to have a little war to sort it out. Figure out who has the better morals.
Yeah.
And that's generally what happens.
It's true.
Yeah. So it's better to remain flexible.
Yeah.
Have a big bubble of presence around you and let go of those dogmas, belief systems, those morals that are not flexible enough to contain the present moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but, that's what we do with trauma release and those types of practices of, deep breathing or meditation or yoga. Yeah. Spiritual practices, energy practices, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I think, have we come to the end?
I think we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.